So today was one of those days where I reflected on realizing that I actually married the enemy. I married a man that was absolutely cruel, just cruel.
Why go for a woman who's 10 years younger as opposed to one that's the same age?
Man, I like them tight and right. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, I don't like to see signs of aging. I know that's so superficial, but that's what I want. I want somebody who is physically super, super attractive to me. And then I want someone who doesn't have it all figured out yet.
Have you ever had a man live with you in your own house and refuse to pay bills? Let's have a look at this video.
It's either that or go. What the fuck?
Yeah, you don't pay rent. Of course.
I'll never pay you. You'll never get my money. You'll never get my money, silly. You better go work overtime like I told you.
Why would you not pay your kids' bills? Your son lives here.
You better go work overtime like I told you.
Your son lives here.
You better go work overtime.
Your son lives here. You don't care where your
son?
son?
You better go work overtime.
You don't care about your son?
You better go work overtime.
Why?
Better go work overtime.
When I have a man.
You better go work overtime.
Why? There's a full-grown man sitting at home on a game all day.
You ain't about to threaten me.
But I have.
You better go work overtime.
Threaten you?
You ain't ever about to threaten me.
To pay a $75 utility bill or leave my house that you don't pay for? That's not threatening.
You ain't about to threaten me. Sorry. Go work overtime.
That's not threatening.
Go work overtime.
That's not
It's either
threatening.
that or this. Girl, I'll never pay then. I'll never pay. Whoa, you'll never get my money, stupid. What are you talking about? The fuck you still talking for? You'll never get my money.
You've lived here 2
You
years.
saying you'll never get my money. It's either that or this. You'll never get my money. Never.
Okay, well,
never. I'm not getting used. I'm sorry.
You're not getting used. You're
I'm
using
sorry.
me.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
using me.
I'm sorry. Shut up. Shut
You're
up.
using
Shut
me.
up.
You are
Shut up.
using me.
Shut up.
For living here
Shut
free
up.
every day.
Shut up.
Lived here 2
Shut
years free
up.
and you can't
Shut
even pay a
up.
$75 bill.
Shut up.
Why can't you pay the utility bill?
Shut
It's
up.
simple.
Shut up.
I'm not asking for
Shut
fucking $1,200 in rent that I pay every
You ain't
month.
getting a dime.
I pay
You're not
$1,200
getting a
in
dime.
rent every
You're not
month
getting a dime.
without your
You're
help.
not getting a dime.
But why'd you
You're
claim
not getting a
Cartier
dime.
then? Why'd you claim
You're not
Cartier
getting a
then?
dime.
Why did
You're
you
not getting a
claim
dime.
Cartier? Why did you claim Cartier?
You're not getting a dime.
Okay, that's
You're
fine.
not getting a dime.
Why did you
You're
claim
not getting
our
a
son?
dime.
Why did you
You're
claim
not
our
getting a
son?
dime.
You're broke. That shows
You're
you're broke.
not getting a
You gotta
dime.
go on the
That was a crazy conversation, and I think she was negotiating with him. I don't think she was serious with what she was saying. You can't have a man stay with you, you feed him, you pay the rent, and he's refusing to pay bills, and he's telling you to shut up. He's speaking to you in that manner. You are the one feeding him, and he's talking to you in that way. No remorse. All he does is play a video game according to you, and you're taking that lightly. Like, are you for real? Seriously? How did you even get the man to stay with you in the first place? It's not even like you guys were sharing the rent. I don't think I heard her say that. No. You're paying the rent, and he's feeling so entitled. You're harboring him and his child, and he's speaking to you in that manner, and you're okay with it. That's beyond me. Let's have a look at the comment section. So you pay $1,200 a month by yourself, and you've been letting him stay there for free and disrespecting you like this. Girl, you need to stand up now. This is pitiful. This is why you don't fall in love with a loser. He knows you love him and he feels zero shame because he got too comfortable. This is something most men will feel ashamed over. If you can't leave, at least contribute towards it, towards bills. You allowed him to be in your house for 2 years free. She's doing charity. Where's the accountability on your own part? Good question. We as women can't continue to blame men. Men will throw BS at you if you allow it. They will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If a man is treating you badly and you speak to him and stop it, he's going to stop it. If he refuses to stop it, you don't create that room for him to treat you badly. How can you have a man in your house for 2 years and you're the one paying the bills, and the man is talking to you like this and you're complaining? No, you groomed him. You conditioned him. You showed him how to treat you. He doesn't pay rent talking to you like that. Call the police. He's trespassing. Move. Find a new place. Live in silence. He's dangerous. Obviously, a man that speaks to you in that manner is dangerous. A man that knows that he's at fault, he's not contributing, you're doing him a favor, and he's speaking to you in that manner, he's dangerous, he's wicked. You conditioned him, work overtime, take care of you, him, and the family. He hates you because he hates himself and who he is truly saying. If you knew better, you do better. You know you deserve better. That's the truth. She does not deserve that man. She has given that man enough room to change, to get better. Don't date a man with the hope that he's going to change. Most of the times, they don't change. Don't date a man's potential. Date what you're seeing. Ask yourself the real question. Am I happy with what I'm seeing? Don't go accommodate a broke man with the hope that he's going to get a job tomorrow. Let him stay where he is. When he gets the job, then you guys can have a conversation. No, don't get a broke man into your house. Don't do that. Now you're asking him to go out. Where do you want him to go? Where do you want him to go? He's obviously broke. And you gave him that room to be lazy for 2 years because you're paying his bills for him. You're paying his rent for him. Don't be surprised if that man has someone else somewhere. He might have a lady somewhere that he's giving his little money to. You created that room. And those of you saying you picked him, I'm sure he said he would be completely different and then flip the script. I don't see if you did choose him. No, this is never your fault. You should never date a man's potential. Honestly, you should accept people for who they are. If someone tells you this is who they are, don't make excuses for them. If he's broke, he's broke. Don't say you're dating a potential banker when the man is currently broke. Don't do that. You're going to have a shocker. You're going to have heartbreak along the line. It does not always work out for everyone. And most of the result that comes out of that is never good. So don't do that. If the man is broke, he is broke. If you've made up your mind to date a broke man, then let it be so. I understand people flip. Trust me, the signs are always there. If it comes to finances and losing your job and getting a better job, you don't expect someone that works in a big corporate firm to flip to being a broke man and not making effort to finding a new job. Let's say he lost his job in the process. What kind of a flip is that? Going from working in a top firm, having a lot of money, to staying home broke and playing video games for 2 years and expecting a woman to feed you. What kind of a flip is that? If that happens to you, I don't see any flip. It could be that man lied. It could be he was claiming to be what he wasn't in the first place. Letting a man live with you just because you share a kid is crazy. You're doing it yourself at that point. She's basically feeding 2 babies, honestly. And I'm pretty sure she's cooking for that man to eat. And she's cleaning after him. That's too much work. She's better off by herself. Way better off by herself. She moved him in because at one point he was contributing and then he changed. Okay, so he was contributing. Contributing to what? Why wasn't he contributing to the rent? Split the rent. You bring your half, I bring my half. The month you don't bring, I might overlook that. If that moves to second month, then that's a problem. You have to move out. No one deserves this. And obviously, she didn't know his true colors. That is it. He just pretended to be who he wasn't. It could be he didn't really have that money and he was borrowing to impress her. There is no way a responsible man will be jobless for 2 whole years without making much effort. There's no way a responsible man will sit home and expect a woman to pay all the bills. He obviously doesn't like her. And he could clearly see that she does over time because she's trying to meet up. Imagine him using that to insult her. It means he doesn't care. I don't know why she still had him in the house, exchanging words with him. I was just upset watching that video.
What's your age?
41.
What's the hardest part about dating at 41?
So I think the hardest part for me, I like women that are younger, typically around 10 years younger than me. You know, that's kind of like my sweet spot. And it's just...
Well, hold on. Why go for a woman who's 10 years younger as opposed to one that's the same age?
Man, I like them tight and right. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, I don't like to see signs of aging. I know that's so superficial, but that's what I want. I want somebody who is physically super, super attractive to me. And then I want someone who doesn't have it all figured out yet. I don't like to deal with people who think they got all the answers. You know, those are very difficult people to deal with.
So you want a woman who lacks experience so you can show her the world and teach her things?
Absolutely.
But what's the problem with a woman who is already like experienced traveling to different cities, countries, things of that nature?
I don't think anything is wrong with it, right? It's just not for me. Like, I want to be that person to experience those first with you. I want to be that person that, hey, when we go to this city, I know all of the dope spots. Let me take you everywhere. Let me show you everything. Let me blow your mind. Let me be associated with like your first everything.
I would say you should run from a man like that. That man is a red flag. Here are my reasons. He doesn't want a woman that has signs of aging. He wants a woman that is super attractive. What does that mean? The moment he notices that the woman is aging, he's going to dump her and move on to the next woman that doesn't have any sign of aging. The moment the woman stops looking attractive to him, he's going to dump her. And he already agreed that he's very superficial. So we can't hold that against him. You should blame any woman that decides to be with him, because he already said this is what he's looking for. That is something for you to think about, to worry about. If he's looking for someone that has no signs of aging, he's going to dump you once you start aging. That's one thing to have at the back of your mind. Secondly, he does not want a woman that has everything together. He doesn't want a woman that has the experience, because he wants you to see him as your hero. He wants to please you with little effort, bare minimum. See, when it comes to dating a woman that has everything that she wants, it's a struggle for men, because such women, most of those women, not all, are not looking for those material things. They're looking for true connection. They want a man that understands a woman. They want a man that knows how to treat a woman right. A man that knows how to respect himself and also respect a woman. A lot of men don't want that. They want control. And that man said he wants control. He also said women that have things together, that have experience, it's difficult to work with them. What exactly does he mean by it's difficult? It's difficult because you cannot control them. You can't move them with little things. They've seen all that. What else do you have? So it's difficult to please women like that. But with women that have not experienced life, women that don't have such experience, little things, they will feel pleased. They will be very happy, excited. Such women are good candidates for control. Let's have a look at the comment section. All men prefer this. Just don't say as boldly as he did. That's right. If not all men, most men want women they can easily control. He doesn't want someone who has it together because he doesn't like to be challenged. True, he wants to give little effort, and that's difficult for you to do when you have someone that has same experience as you do. So does he upgrade every time he sees signs of aging? That's basically what he's saying. Once he notices any little sign of aging, he's going to dump that woman and jump to the next woman that is not aging. It sounds like he wants to show her the bare minimum and make it seem like it's something amazing. That's exactly what he's saying. He wants to be her first. He wants to show her the world. He wants to take her to places he's been to and she has not been to. He wants to sweep her off her feet with little effort. Why don't you want to go with a woman that has experienced the same thing as you have experienced? We know what that means. It means little things would not move her. You need to make effort. You need to be very intentional. You need to make real effort for you to please that woman. And men don't want that because it's too much work. Tight and right just sounds so bad. He wants someone he can control. He wants someone that is easily impressed, which means he doesn't have much to offer. True. Okay, so he doesn't like a woman that has it all figured out, but wants to be the one who has it all figured out. I'm 26 and I wouldn't even date him. Sounds like he wants control.
So today was one of those days where I reflected on realizing that I actually married the enemy. I married a man that was absolutely cruel. Just cruel. Let me just put things into perspective for you a little bit. I had, when we got married, I want to say there were maybe 16 people in the wedding party. I think it's about 16 or I don't know. Just know this, there were only 3 people that were in the wedding party that were one of my family and or friends. So I had my best friend of 45 years, my other, what I call my sister. She is my daughter, my oldest daughter's sister's mother. Catch on to that one. We're best friends. That's also one of my closest friends. And then another friend that I met at my job, I would say about 20 years ago. These are my 3 closest friends, pretty much the only ones I communicate with, that I would say I'm a little bit more vulnerable with, especially my best friend of 45 years. She was recently married a year prior to us. Needless to say, they had their challenges. I would help them through their challenges, speaking to the both of them often. Could be every other day, but with her, I spoke to her every day. They had a really serious issue that happened, And I felt some kind of way. I still stand by the advice I gave her. I'm not going to go into what that advice is, but he eavesdropped on the conversation, went back, contacted her husband, and said, you know, hey, your wife is getting bad advice from, you know, my wife. She's a very bad influence, and she's trying to break up your marriage. She's giving her advice to leave you, to put you on child support, things like that. I still don't really know the gist of the conversation. I don't know how in depth it may have gotten once they got on the phone. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, he blocked me. My best friend's husband blocked me, and then continued to place pressure on his wife to no longer communicate with me. So of course, at this point, for about a year and a half, it created such conflict because she couldn't have discussions with me while she was at home or on the weekends when he's around, because it was creating such tension and arguments between the two of them because he did not want her talking to me. I later found out that this is pretty much the strategy he used with his family as well. And I'm sure if there are any of his family members, any of the women that married into the marriage, they probably know this. None of them have really confirmed this for me, but I suspect, because I realized his MO, that this is the way that he was able to isolate me away from all of the women in his family and in mine, was by way of going through them using their husbands and saying how I'm a bad influence. Never discussing all of the horrible things he said about any of these people. This man, and I have him on tape saying some of this stuff, but I still refuse to go down that road. I still refuse to do that because, as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be covered under our covenant. But it's just, this man, when I kept telling him to stop, and then here's the thing, after he did that, after my best friend's husband sat up there and cut me off and tried to get my best friend to cut me off, he continued speaking to my husband. So the two of them would continue engaging in conversation. Now keep in mind, my soon-to-be ex-husband went and told all of his family and friends not to communicate with me, not to speak to me, not to give me any form of attention because of triangulation, when in fact he was the one actually doing this triangulation. This man was not just trying to kill me, he was trying to destroy me. He wanted to isolate me and be able to conquer me and destroy me.
This video is up to 8 minutes. Please head over to her page to watch the rest of it, her page on TikTok. Let's move over to the comment section and see what people are saying. I'm going through a divorce since 2022, and this man filed a death certificate on me legally because I left and can't find my location at all until divorce is finalized. My lawyer are scared of me. I just went through that. When I met him, I had so many friends and family. When I left, I had none. So men literally isolate the women they are dating or the women they're married to so they can easily control them. Tell my story. Been divorced for 12 years and they have all the same mode of operation. And yet, that's the exact strategy they use all the time. Clockwork. Triangulation is real. To date, I still don't know why my best friend of 12 years don't speak to me because I invited a demon into our relationship. Sis, I know exactly what you're saying. My ex was the same way. They don't want to be embarrassed about their actions. You are so describing what my brother has done in our family to keep his adult children away from his mother and the rest of his family because he knew we had sit on him about the person he was. I too was married to the same type of man, except my horrible husband was a pastor who created nothing but total chaos in my life via his family etc. He treated me as if he absolutely hated me also. I was with one for 21 years and everything you said, it sounds exactly like my scenario. Congratulations, we walked away. Don't look back. Narcissistic men use triangulation to deal with their victim. How can your husband tell on you? How can your husband turn people against you? Doesn't that make him an enemy? We just have to be careful with the kind of men we get into relationship with. And no, people pretend. You can never know it all. You might think this man is a good man, and some years into the relationship, he flips, and then you get to start seeing his true color. At that point, what would you do? A lot of women have told similar stories. Oh, he used to be a good man. Oh, he used to be spirit-filled pastor. After marriage, he started beating me. He turned to something else. When that happens, you're not obligated to keep staying in that relationship. Run for your life. If you'd love to watch more videos like this, click this video to watch how a man crashed out because he wanted a wife as a maid. He didn't have a wife and he couldn't do his run around. He couldn't handle his bank issues and all that. So he said he needed a wife as a maid to run errands for him. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.